everyone, this is Greyshot 117, doing something over and over again in the effort that hopefully it does not repeat. Which I've been told is the definition of insanity, but I look like a normal, standard guy, right? Sure. But in any case, let's see if this normal, not insane caster can cast this awesome, hopefully, 1v1 game involving VonAsten and KOES, both doing respectively well yesterday, and holding off their respective opponents being Love Nest, and another Von being Von Ivan, pushing forward into this set of games. If they can win game 1 and 2 in this set, they progress to the finals. If, however, one of them does not make it, they go to the third place game matchup, which means they still have a chance to take home some good prizes. But we shall see. Right now, KOES is bringing up OKW forces. VonAsten has deployed penal forces along with some engineers from the start going right. So again, also more penals. But more infantry's on the field right now because penals are more expensive. So Volk squads are more prevalent because they're cheaper and can be deployed a little bit faster. So I expect the population and early resource win to go to KOES. Now then, if a Volk squad does engage a penal squad, I probably expect penals will win that fight just because of their boost. But again, we'll have to see how things progress in this game. It is Crossroads, like I said, and it is Soviet versus OKW. If you want to support the Master League, which is the affiliate of host in this whole event, the Tactical Resurgence tournament is run by Alvadi, and support him. You can check out their respective Patreon and Twitch channel, which I will link down below. Any capacity, we now have 3 Volk squads and a Sturm, but we have a 222. We have a scout car. See, I've already lost my mind from this. Scout car about to deploy. Now, the problem is these Volk squads don't have Faust. They need Panzerfusiliers for an early Faust with no upgrade, but they need the building to unlock before they can do so. I like these penals just on standby thinking the Volk squads were going to charge, but no, they're not. And again, he could use this time for taking over the point. But again, this is one of those risk-reward scenarios. The Volk squads he saw were around the corner. He's waiting for them to push up. It is not happening. And right now, the Volk squads in Sturm are actually pushing into mid. Trying to counter, trying to push on in, and change things possibly against VonAsten by cutting off his resources and hopefully maybe picking off a unit or two if he can. Penals, though, redeploying, and again, he has some good cover here, whereas the Volk squads have okay cover in their directional sense. They have to go around this fence, which is yellow cover. Meanwhile, Penal's doing pretty well. They get a model off. Another penal squad is being developed, and we have a scout car with a possible flamethrower. No, not yet. Mines were placed. Sturm Pioneer and multiple Volk squads now duking it out toward the center of the map. Penals are hitting them from both angles, which could be a problem for KOES, because again, he could be hit by his flanks. Sturms, though, are trying to redeploy. We do have the flamethrower unit now being upgraded at least to it. And yeah, the scout car is trying to use its main gun to try to push them back. Penal's getting closer and closer. Again, right behind this bush, Sturm Pioneers can't engage because of the terrain, and they're going to pull on back. With the building now on the field, that does help out some of the German infantry, but not in the way he probably likes. Scout car can still run amok until the medical building is down, but he'll probably put a medical building here just because of the fact he wants that wants those medics to heal his men. And actually, a number of his men have taken a number of hits. We have health damage and a number of models lost already, but the same can be said for VonAsten. His penal group is moving on in. The flame group is coming along the side, decapping a point. Mines, oh, very nicely done. Because they were so packed in, he got at least, I want to say, 3 models in that. At the very least, 3 models, which is really, really good. That's going to stop Von in his tracks. Good job, KOES. Excellent mine use. And, yeah, unfortunately for Von, that did not pay off. Actually, 4. I think 4 models with that. Oh, boy. Now, the infantry could move over and attack the scout car in force. I do like how it's in cover. It's like the scout car is like, yes, I'm going to hide my truck behind it. Oh, boy. That's pretty funny in my eyes. We have additional mines going out. And right now, the scout car is trying to figure out what to do next. Again, it's fine for the most part. He's just capping territory. But the longer KOES is able to, well, get a good amount of resources, stuff like that, the better off he'll be. But that is simply not the case right now because Von now has more resources. So this forces KOES to do something. Should be noted that right now, VonAsten did not capture the bottom right-hand star. So, okay, Von, I don't know the strategy here, but right now you're still losing VPs. Not a great early game start. But again, we've seen Von not do great early game and then turn it around later on. So it really just is up to what he does and how he ends up fighting against all these Vulcan Sturm squads. We also have a half-track on the field, which again could be a great counter versus Penals without the PTRS rifles. But if they are good cover, the rifles can do a lot of damage very quickly to a half-track, especially if they ambush behind a lot of these fences. On the right-hand side, we finally have a squad capturing territory, but the Volks seem to be pushing up with everything they have, firing from range so the flamethrower can't return fire. Scout car is shooting, hitting the Volk squad, and seems to be doing pretty well, getting a little bit of health. Penal's trying to come in, but the Volk squads in cover are actually picking them off quite easily because they're in negative cover. We do have a possible cutoff going in. Penal's trying to go for that position, but half-track coming on in could try to cause suppression to stop it. Gets point blank. Penals are charging. We're going to go for a satchel onto the half-track. Well, the charge did not work. Half-track stood its ground and did quite a bit of damage to the half-track, even on retreat. But it's all stuff that he can heal with medics. And he does have medics, so that is entirely feasible. He can do that. Penals on the left-hand side are capturing territory. Scout car is still trying to fight, but Volk squads now have SCG-44s, allowing them better anti-infantry stopping power. And again, we right now have a half-track moving on up, which is going to be a big issue for this scout car. Now, the scout car does have a method in which it can take on a half-track. And that, ladies and gentlemen, would be an anti-armor force getting into it and driving next to it. Now, some people just put in close range infantry or the flamethrower unit. Another way you could do it is give a PTRS rifle to the penal, pop it in the scout car, rush it on up to the half-track, and have it engage it. And yeah, that's actually a viable strategy, even against Panzer IIs. But right now we have 4 Volk squads on the table, a Sturm, and now an MG-34 to help lock down territory. PTRS rifles to open fire and cause over half the health of the half-track to disappear. Again, just by popping in, the penals already have pushed that thing back. But the infantry are now focusing its fire, and the half-track can fire. But the problem is they are in good cover. So its barrage is going to be a little bit harder. And again, I do like its active range. They're right on the cusp. So that way he can try to force them out and hit them, which would be a bad idea, or the MG-34 would suppress. So it's a really bad situation for him. But we still don't have a dedicated AT unit, and this is where VonAsten could come back in a major way. T-70 is now on the field, and this little light tank is powerful enough to deal with most light armored vehicles on the field, including a half-track very easily. But Raketwerfer is now being deployed, so we'll see how effective this T-70 can be. We've seen that T-70s absolutely die very quickly in a short period of time due to very bad micro. But we'll see, or maybe not bad micro, but just taking too big of a risk. But we'll see if VonAsten can turn the tide and do something awesome. KOES, though, is holding the line. Again, great cover position. The STG-44 equipped Volk squads will mow down those penals quite quickly because of their cover advantage and better close range combat. Unless we can throw possibly a satchel, which, nope, Volk squads are moving out of position. Not looking great. T-70, though, popping shots left and right, and we have a, unfortunately, a scout car that needs some desperate repairs immediately. Penal's grabbing mid, but the MG-34 and half-track are both there, along with infantry moving on up. And again, the Volk squad gets closer, they can hit the engineer squad and do quite a bit of damage. Half-track is advancing, T-70, though, repositioning. Raketwerfer coming on in, and actually looks like a squad actually died. I don't know what happened, but a STG-44... Wait, one of the Volk squads did perish. Hold on. Trying to see the bodies. I don't know where it happened. I think it's here, and the penals may have just sacrificed themselves a little bit, but they blew up a squad, which is really good to see. Again, a lot of people who use TAC map apparently have a harder time seeing the satchel, which does help against certain players from what I've asked around. But Raketwerfer gets a good shot on the T-70, forcing it back. Again, we have additional mines. KOES is trying to make sure that he has a good area of mines placed so that way if a charge or a dive does happen, he has a good coverage. Now let's see what's happening. We got some cover being placed. Again, plenty of penals still on the field. So far, I don't believe any major losses for VonAsten. Trying to get his armor operational, and that's the problem right now. Luckily, again, with double engineers, he can do multiple repairs very, very quickly. And yeah, Volk squads, again, trying to put cover. Now, I believe they updated so cover takes a little bit longer to make. So you can't just build cover and take the point. You need to... It will take a little bit more time, so it could delay your advance. Let's see. Penal's opening fire on the Stern Pioneer squad, but the half-track suppressing the men with the anti-armor rifles. Wait, Penal's get into the building. MG opening fire along with some Volk squads. T-70 as well pushing on in against the Volk, alleviating some pressure on that Penal squad. AT gun as well being developed. Perfect use because, again, great to push back the half-track and as well artillery abilities to, let's say, push back this MG from the building. Penal's coming along the side. MG redeploying. Flamethrower, though, forcing his hand. And the MG may go down here. It's going to be close. Half-track causing suppression, possibly saving the MG, and indeed he does. Half-track, really good micro in that regard to save the MG by KOES. KOES, though, has to watch out because Petros rifles are moving in on his half-track. He does pull back, but the Volk squad has to pull back. Another Volk squad has to pull back. They may try to focus fire on that unit with the flamethrower and penals. It's going to be close, and that's 2 Volk squads in the span of roughly the first 11 minutes of this game down for KOES. Very quickly. Also, AT gun gets great shot on the half-track, popping smoke just in case. KOES needs some good infantry, or frontline infantry, to really hold back VonAsten's advance. And looks like he's getting exactly that. We have Obelsodaden coming onto the field. And yes, that is better infantry, and that will absolutely, especially when upgraded, can hold back penals. But he has to make sure he doesn't lose it, otherwise that could be a very expensive loss for him. Luckily, half-track is on... Panzer Headquarters is on the field opening fire on the penals. Volk squad trying to finish off the penal squad while he's running for his life. Luckily, T-70 comes in, forces him back along with an artillery barrage on the Volk. Good save by VonAsten, who's, by the way, picked guard rifle. I'm assuming he not going with the B4. He wants to do something a little different. And guard rifle is very, very good. You got, of course, guards troops, which a lot of people will defend as saying it's one of the best infantry units in the game. I concur. Button's great, and also their rifles are good against armor and infantry, which makes them very, very potent across the board. Plus, you get artillery, which in a 1v1, probably not likely, but anti-infantry strafes, great, and as well the KV heavy tank can hold its own against a lot of armor. So especially if KOES is unable to get a lot of resources because VonAsten keeps holding him off, that could really, really help. Once again, we're seeing a situation. VonAsten takes a 200-point hit in VPs, but right now, he has the middle under his control, he has the bottom right, and it seems like he's trying to section off KOES and push him further and further back. Which, again, good for him in that playstyle. Rakanwiffer, though, is trying to push back the T-70. It looks like it will do so. Half-track coming in to protect his men, but Penal's actually coming along the side of all things. Interesting. Very interesting. Artillery barrage coming on in, doing a little damage, but nothing too major, all things considered. The question is, how far is VonAsten away from getting another building upgrade? And he's actually a little bit, because right now he has yet to build that last tier 4 building. Great job by the half-track. Might get the kill here. Very low on health. And the Obelsodaden take out a penal squad. Big loss for VonAsten, especially as he deploys more support equipment. He has an MG, has 2 AT guns, but losing some of your frontline infantry and pretty much lowering yourself down to 2 plus 2 support. Not all that great, because right now KOES has advantage in that regard. Obelsodaden advancing, getting a couple hits on the AT gun, though having to pull back because the penal's in the building. MG opening fire. We got the T-70 pushing right. Again, still have the mine here, but I don't think he's going to try to get close with Panzer Headquarters. By the way, really well placed, I want to say, because it'll protect that point from being cut off. Unless it's the T-70 somehow gets smoke or something and he comes in, uses a decap ability, which is recon mode, and then gets out of there. Or maybe the same thing with the infantry, but still, very risky to get in and out. Has to do something very quickly. Anyway, it looks like T-70 may be thinking there's a mine or something here. So he's trying to remove cover. Either way, he can still make cover because of the shots. So, let's see. What is the goal right now? We got additional mines going on left. And it looks like we have a small buildup of forces by KOES in order to retake mid. So again, just curious to see what happens. But it looks like we may have a dive approaching. Scout Corps PTRS rifles. He may be trying to think of a mobile way to take out the half-track, which could be very effective, but he has to watch out for the Rakanwiffer and those mines. Half-track and a lot of infantry are slowly advancing into mid. Recadwiffer does miss, however, on the T-70. T-70 does not seem to notice. Second shot also misses. Penal forces are trying to hit that Volk squad. Great artillery hit by the Zis-3. Excellent shot, bringing the Volk squad down to 2 models. Well, another Volk squad coming on in with a half-track opening fire. And we have an AT and MG repositioning. AT got as well, but the T-70 is moving in to counter the Obosoldaten. Throws a grenade, but unfortunately the retreat path does not suit the grenade thrown. And he does get a model, but not that kill or wipe he so desperately wanted. MG opening fire, stopping the Volk squad in its tracks. And AT gun removing the cover. Unfortunate for the Volk squad. Now suppressed, unable to move, unlikely able to get support and able to get the MG out of position. He's going to have to retreat and head back to base. Meanwhile, we have forces on left. Excellent mine use, though. Stops the scout car in its tracks, preventing a dive. And Recadwiffer finishes it off with an excellent hit. But the T-70 could finish it off with blow after blow, hitting the Recadwiffer on retreat. Barely managing to pull it out. Recadwiffer does make it out to base with just a minuscule of health remaining. Penals are being lit upon by the Panzer headquarters. Again, being pushed back. We have the MG in the back left-hand corner. However, even with all some good plays on both sides, the first armor of the game actually is going to go to KOES. KOES is going to play a Panzer IV. I will say that we do have the next building operational by VonAsten, but the Panzer IV is going to be the first medium armor. Let's see what VonAsten has. He has 2 AT guns, again, and we've seen him do very well in the micro department, so we should be able to move them pretty quickly. To counter, we have a penal with a PTRS rifle. We have a couple mines being placed that we've seen so far with engineer squads. And again, he's getting plenty of munitions. That is 100% likely for him to continue to do so. KOES is getting a little bit less munitions, but we've seen him use mines still very effectively. Although he seems to be saving up for something, so off to see. Obosoldaten and Volk putting pressure on the MG, forcing it back. Maybe allows for a push to hit these AT guns. T-70 repositioning itself to hold back the Obosoldaten squad. But Volk might have to retreat. It's very low on health. He's risking keeping that unit on the field. Alright, VonAsten's strategy is in play. He's getting a KV-1. He's hoping to hold off the Panzer IV with pure heavy armor by that heavy tank. And it absolutely could work. Nice job with the Stern Pioneer squad clearing up the mines. On the far left side, we have the Penal squad flanking the MG. Excellent move by VonAsten, making sure that he is everywhere at the same time, microing his units around MGs while also engaging. Unfortunately, now he has to engage in Panzer IV, but the T-70 does retreat in the nick of time. Whereas, AT guns have repositioned themselves back a little bit, unfortunately unable to provide that fire support to take out the Panzer IV. Still, though, he still has, he's going to have a KV, and with that, the Panzer IV is going to be having a little bit of a rough time. We do have a support gun now on the field. I really haven't seen it, so I'm assuming it's he just recently deployed it. And this is good. He can use it to drop smoke and retake mid. One of the, actually, hold on. I believe, yeah, Engineer Squad just, unfortunately died. I wonder if they were placing mines here, and the Obosoldaten pushed up and killed him. Penal Squad could be wiped too. This Obosoldaten squad has been a champ if he can kill three squads. He does. VonAsten has lost 3 squads to that Obosoldaten squad. And yeah, he has taken revenge with the KV-1 chasing him down. But again, he doesn't want to get chased directly into KOES' territory. Just simply because of the fact he doesn't want to walk into a territory he knows most likely has mines scattered about. At least without sending first infantry first. Again, send the infantry, they take the mines, and then the KV-1 moves on in. Which, with the flamethrower, the Recadwiffer is going to have a really bad day. And going to have to fall on back. Panzer IV, though, is going to move on in to fight the KV. Or maybe just hold off the engineers, one or the other. KV-1 fired a shot, but looks like it did miss target. Volk squad is fighting in mid, and we're down to a single frontline infantry for VonAsten. He has deployed some guard troops, and most likely will equip them with DPs for better anti-infantry capabilities. But at the very least, again, he's still lacking in the infantry department compared to KOES. And army-wise, he's still down as well. A Panzer IV trying to go in for the kill. Fortunately, not able to connect that shot. KV-1 connects, but does not penetrate. Bouncing off the armor. Panzer IV as well misses, so multiple shots, but no damage to either piece of armor. Very, very interesting indeed. MG repositioning itself to the building. No, he's going to skip the building. Or, wait. Yeah, he's not going to go in. We got DPs, though, opening fire on the Obelsodan, with the KV providing fire support. Our Canwifer, though, is close by, but not in range. Obelsodan going to pull on back, taking a number of hits. MG moving in. Not great when you're moving an MG into that position, especially with incoming infantry and an MG also right there. But right now, KOES is doing what he can to push forward, and that seems to be working out pretty well. MG had to retreat. Guard troops are now coming in. Half-Track and Volk might make an attempt on right, but there's still another AT gun as well as the T-70 right there. Although he pulled back, allowing the Volk squad to get some good hits in. So unsure what's going on there. KV trying to get some heals in. Again, some good shots from the Recanwifer on the T-70. Volk squad as well, putting on that pressure. Panzer IV putting on the pressure to the KV-1 along with the Recanwifer. But AT gun is there, and it does pen. Well, okay, maybe not that shot, but it did pen. And it pushes back that unit. Star Pioneer squad going to quickly go back and repair that unit because that's probably the most important thing is get that Panzer IV operational. But pressure has been placed, and unfortunately, VonAsten has been pushed back quite effectively. Volk squads are going in, and if they can get this cutoff, that would be a major blow, cutting off VonAsten's major supply. But it looks like they're going to turn instead and go for just one capture point rather than this one, as they may feel it's too close to the base, which makes sense. KOES, if he pushes forward, knows that VonAsten has had a not one big force that retreated at once. VonAsten retreated slowly but surely. So again, doing so allows for a situation where there's always going to be units on the front rather than, oh, I have like 30 seconds, I can grab territory. So that's probably why he didn't try to push forward. Panzer IV, along with a bunch of infantry, is now moving on up. Engagement is about to happen. We have, again, neither side is able to do much damage to the other, which is quite funny. Sturm Pioneer Squad now taking the heat of the Panzer IV, not Panzer IV, the KV-1. Oh, I need more coffee. Engineer Squad and the other Engineer Squad, one with the Flamethrower, one with Minesweepers. Again, good idea because of the amount of mines we've seen. Just trying to keep the infantry at bay. Panzer IV, though, coming back up. Obelsodan on the flank. Both squads, by the way, gotta give credit. 15, 10 kills, respectively. Obelsodan at 12. So, really good kill counts. 10 kills for this. T-70 is at 11. 5 for the Penal. We have 2 for the Guard. Flamethrowers at 7. So, good amount of kills across the board. Resource-wise, though, it's right now in KOES' favor, grabbing a lot of key points and decapping some of VonAsten's. KV-1, though, charging forward. And again, we have double Recanwifers on the field for KOES. Artillery is hitting the MG. Luckily, it doesn't look like the building will collapse in time. So the MG will escape. So good job there. Again, very close to that building falling apart. KV-1 advancing as well. T-70 as well, pushing on the flank. Recanwifer needs to reposition itself. But T-70's hot on his heels. KV-1... Oh, again, nice kill there, especially with the guard troops on the Volk squad. Another loss. Mine detonated by the airstrike, and Cervix strike is in play. But again, Hat-Track, great counter to the airstrike, and will shoot down those planes rather quick. But Jagdpanzer coming on in to fight off the KV and T-70 respectively. Support gun did get decrewed, and right now Soviet forces have gained advantage. The question is, will they continue their assault? Obelsodan now hitting the flanks of the AT gun, may be able to neutralize it, which would be a big win. And hold on, very close. They do get the decap. Grenade thrown, forcing a retreat. MG's opening fire. Jagdpanzer coming on in, so I don't think the KV is going to move in and try to get that kill. Nice button, though. AT gun is opening fire on the Jagdpanzer. Panzer IV, though, is now operational, fully healed. Great shots across the board, 2 for 2. And yeah, half health now on that Jagdpanzer, forcing it to get some repairs. MG moving on up to stop any additional infantry. We could see a flank this way, but it looks like most of them are actually pushing back into mid. Double AT guns are still in play by KOES, but again, losing that support gun. Luckily, AT fire neutralized it, so no recapturing that piece of territory. On the far left, we have the guard forces. Luckily, the Panzer IV didn't accidentally walk into a penal squad because, well, they would have a bigger present to give than just being buttoned. But anyway, T-70, gotta give credit, is up to Veterancy 3. So again, really excellent job. But also the same could be said for the half-track. Managing to shoot down both planes rather quickly and neutralizing that that air ability. So again, really, really good. now comes into a situation of what does VonAsten do? Well, he got a Katusha, so my guess is he's trying to neutralize a lot of the support equipment and other stationary defenses that KOES currently has at his disposal. The reason why I probably got the Jagdpanzer is he wanted something to go alongside the Panzer IV to effectively counter the KV-1. Now the question is, will that be enough firepower to deal with the KV-1? Yes, but as a reminder, VonAsten still has 2 AT guns, so plenty of AT support that can definitely easily hold back that armor if properly done. But the same can be said for the Raketenwerfer. So it's really who plays better with all of their infantry and all of their support. So let's see. Penals and guards and engineers, oh my, are pushing in. MG and half-track are causing some suppression. Looks like VonAsten's assault may not pay as many dividends as he wants, but I think he was trying to do that to provide some sight for the Katusha, which now is opening fire. Hitting. I'm not sure what he's hitting. Maybe he was trying to hit something on retreat. I don't know. But it did not work out all that well for him. We have Penals trying to rush on in. They were trying to throw a satchel. Did not pay off. Sternbinder is doing a lot of damage with the Panzer IV, connecting a great shot. 12 kills respectively. Now chasing down. He might try to go for the kill here. AT Goat is lying in wait. Misses shot. A lot of infantry are pushing in. The AT guns going to need infantry support. But guard troops are now back at base. VonAsten's AT gun is in a dire situation. T-70 doing what it can at 3, but still it can't fire enough. AT gun most likely about to go down. And it does. Panzer IV could kill it right now. Fire is being focused on the KV. Great squad wipe. My god, that's all the Volk dead. Now, usually in 1v1s, it's like, oh man, great, great micro and great unit preservation. No, VonAsten and KOES are literally murdering each other's frontline infantry. They are making sure that no one leaves here unscathed. And yeah, that's 4 Volk squads that have died on right, but also a couple Penals and engineers have died on left. Again, Panzer IV being buttoned and torn apart by those AT guns. Oh my god, nice double shot. He was not expecting that. And yeah, Panzer IV goes down pretty quickly. Number of shots as well, hitting a few other infantry units and even the armor on KOES' side. KV-1 still in a good spot. T-70 still in an excellent spot with full health. And right now, what is KOES thinking? What is his plan? Well, right now, he does lack a lot of anti-infantry fighting power. Sure, he has a Noble Sedan squad, but again, there's a lot of infantry here, and beside that, in an MG that will keep infantry back, you have a half-track that has to keep itself further back because of the AT guns and also the AT infantry, making it a little less impactful in the game other than stopping those Sturmovik attacks. Guard troops are capturing left right now, and again, the VP points are now starting to side with VonAsten as he's slowly lowered KOES' lead by a considerable amount. Katusha now hitting the MG and the Sturm squad, forcing them back onto the right. Half-track, very close to the action, actually takes a rocket or two to the face, may take a few more, brings itself down almost half health. Needs some repairs. Jagdpanzer are unable to get those repairs. A second Jagdpanzer is now being chosen by KOES. More tank destroyers in order to hold back the KV, but that does come with an issue. First issue is the fact that, well, what about the infantry that is currently plaguing you? And the second issue, and this is probably the most important thing, is what do you do with 2 KVs? Because we're about to see KV-1s in mass. Nice kill, by the way, knocking out that MG-34. Will the KV try to neutralize it, or will he continue? Looks like he might try to take it out. Raketenwerfer is opening fire with the Jagdpanzer. He's so close to killing it. Raketenwerfer is not opening fire. I'm not sure why. Maybe it was just barely out of range? Interesting. Very interesting. Whatever the case may be, the KV did neutralize the MG, which is another loss. Now we have a interesting choice. So now we have Scavenge Doctrine. So at this point, KOES is like, alright, I need anything I can get. And to be fair, I wonder if, again, his idea is maybe I can go around for the Rex and get some additional munitions and anything else I can possibly pull from it. Because, again, I'm losing quite a bit of support equipment. Maybe I can try to grab some of the leftovers from it. Also, good unit. Again, good, a nice little infantry unit. But, again, I think it's more of a support The Obsidian will have to take a lot of the brunt while it provides fire support. It's good. It has, look, I think of it more of as a paper tiger, if anything like that. Great attack, but can't really stand up to a lot of attack itself. But it's a good start for having something with anti-infantry capabilities, because that's what he does need to help weaken a lot of the infantry that's just going across the map, grabbing territory. Speaking of territory being grabbed, T70 using recon mode to quickly grab something off KOES. Also, KOES has 500 munitions, so actually the 105 howitzer barrage could really come in handy at trying to neutralize maybe the AT guns, or try to neutralize some of the armor if it's unfortunately been Fausted or taken out and unable to move. So it's really curious. Anyway, Jagdpanzer's opening fire. They do manage to pen, forcing the KV back. But again, right now, the other KV coming along the side does pen the Jagdpanzer. Same can be said against the KV. Raketenwerfer, though, bouncing off. And now we have the Katusha opening fire against the Sturm squad. We do get a nice hit. Barely alive, they run for their lives. Unfortunately, unable to make it, and the Sturm goes down. Another devastating loss for KOES. Now, having no effective ability to repair. That's gonna hurt, and that will most likely stop KOES from attacking unless he seriously needs to. Point is, if those Jagdpanzers take damage, he can't come back. He can't heal them. At least for a little while. Probably at least a good minute. Which might actually embolden VonAsten to maybe try some feint attacks, trying to hit where he can. Great job with the guards, hitting the half track, bringing it down to probably a third of its health. Never mind, scratch that, half its health. AT gun and KV opening fire. Jagdpanzer definitely in harm's way, as there's no way he can repair. It's now down to half health for a little bit of time. Again, another shot via the AT gun along the side. Jagdpanzer's both down to half health. Guard Street's moving on in, trying to kill the Raketenwerfer. Might be able to do so. Unfortunately, not able. Obsidian coming in on the save once again. 25 kills. Really, really been super impactful this game. Now we have more Jaeger Light Infantry squads in the meantime, trying to hold back those engineers. Doing actually a really effective job of doing so. But, unfortunately, we have an issue. KV-1's trying to crush some Obsidian squads. And Jagdpanzer are trying to come in. But this was, I think, a bad choice. AT gun could finish it off. They could try a direct strike option. Again, KV still trying to crush the Obsidian. Infantry now being hit by the Sturmvik strikes. Artillery coming in thanks to KOES' new commander choice. And yes, it was effective at forcing him back. Infantry, though, rushing on in seems to be A-okay. But Jagdpanzers did make it out in one piece, which may have been what KOES wanted. Again, he can't lose that squad or any of the armor. He just can't. T70 getting plenty of good hits, but Jagdpanzer returning fire. Vet 4 half-track, again, really, really nice to see. And a lot of armor on VonAsten's side definitely needs some repairs, and a lot of his infantry needs some reinforcements, so that should keep him away. Well, I would say that, but penals are, well, penals, and they decided, yeah, we're going to push the enemy territory, even though we have half health remaining. Katusha now opening fire, hitting the base. Wow, all right. VonAsten going for the jugular right now, going. And yes, he did get some hits, but he didn't get any kills from what I can determine. Okay, that man just died, but, well, it's fine. That's okay for him to die. Anyway, point is, he didn't kill any squads, which is the most important thing. But we do have a situation with VonAsten, who's about to deploy a Su-85. Again, if he can use that with the AT guns, he'll have a great sight, great, with some great long-range AT, and he can absolutely start punishing a lot of those Jagdpanzers. So, again, KOES is definitely on the back foot, but he's not out of the woods yet. All he needs is one effective push, one effective counterattack, one effective means to neutralize a lot of VonAsten's forces, or even just one of the big heavy tanks, and that could really throw VonAsten off his game. But what has been throwing VonAsten off his game is these Ober squads, which may again kill a squad if he's lucky. Obers are giving chase, bringing him down to maybe a model and just after another burst. Come on. Oh, very lucky. He's super low with that health, my lord. But Pinos do manage to get out of there in the nick of time. And those are just Obersudans at Vet 3. Oh, just getting Vet 5. Oh my god, that could be horrifying. But anyway, KV-1 is moving on in. We do have the Jagdpanzer here to try to counter, along with the Raketenwerfer. So they have plenty of AT forces just in close proximity. AT gun, though, I do like how VonAsten's keeping his AT guns separated for the most part, guarding each of the flanks. Or, sorry, guarding, like, different areas. So that way if the armor does push. But as KOES slowly shrinks in his territory that he currently has, there's less need for the AT guns to be so separated and more focused on the area in which KOES is more prominent. Airstrike is, by the way, definitely possible, but instead we have an artillery barrage coming in on the MG. This could be bad. He is trying to retreat. The artillery is not coming in yet. MG does get out of there in the nick of time, and artillery will come down, keeping VonAsten from taking the point and possibly bringing this building down to the ground. It will. But the question is, will KOES move in for the capture? KV is holding their own. Jagdpanzer moving on in, trying to get some shots. Raketwerfer hitting the, being hit by the Katyusha. Infantry's pulling on back. Support gun just chilling. It's like, yeah, there's artillery fire. I deal with artillery. It's okay. I will say, luckily, because VonAsten hasn't lost anything, he actually doesn't have the population anymore to deploy the Su-85. So he's actually kind of stuck with what he has. He could deploy a T-34 if he wants to with the current population, but I'm guessing he just wants to have the Su-85 out in case one of his KVs dies or he loses another squad of infantry. Just have that in the back burner. Again, using recon mode, it allows him for further sight, which is really, really good. Pino's going to open fire on the infantry unit. Probably a bad call. Probably should focus on the armor. Armor, though, is now being hit. Half-track moving on in. MG hitting that. Let's see. We have some guard troops hitting the Jagdpanzer. KV-1 as well pushing on in. The other Jagdpanzer is trying to provide support. AT gun being neutralized by the Obel-Sudan. Obel-Sudan going for the other squad as well. Artillery coming on in. That's going to probably force VonAsten back. Obel-Sudan makes it out. Jagdpanzer moving on in. Half-track. Vet 5. Excellent work there. And artillery forces a lot of VonAsten's forces to retreat. But in the meantime, Jagdpanzers are advancing, trying to get a kill on something, and the T-70 finally goes down. But the Jagdpanzer's very low on health. Lucky bounce indeed, and the Jagdpanzer gets out of there A-okay. Too risky, KOES. Very risky. Both armor units are very low on health, and it's been decided a Panzer IV to be deployed to the field of battle. Little mixed on that. Again, he needs something infantry. Oh no! Half-track, Vet 5 goes down. KV charging. Missing target on the Jagdpanzer, now pushing on up, but again, has to worry. Su-85, again, T-70's death allowed it to be bored, and now it's focusing on the Panzer headquarters. Jagdpanzers cannot engage. Raketwerfer is back at base. This is not looking good. Sturmvik strike is coming on in to focus on the infantry. This may be the final battle, ladies and gentlemen. Jagdpanzer moving on in. Panzer headquarters is down. Jagdpanzers are holding for the time being. Infantry. Oh, armor down. KV's been neutralized. The other KV's taking hits. Jagdpanzer's still in one piece, somehow surviving. Only 60 points remaining, however. Unfortunately, being buttoned, the Panzer IV is in a situation where it's vulnerable, but the other AT gun goes down. Over's pushing forth. Engineers could be the next to die. Raketwerfer, I'm sorry, not Raketwerfer. Katyusha coming on him as Raketwerfer moves on up. So many things happening. So many men dying. Jagdpanzer does go down to the Su-85, but the Su-85 also dies. Both players losing units left and right, trying to finally get a decisive battle and end the game. Pinos throw the satchel, removing the Panzer IV from the game. And there goes almost all of KOES' armor, leaving him with just a single... Oh, wait, hold on. Being buttoned, hit by AT. Jagdpanzers may die right here, right now to the guards, if they can get another kinetic shot with those AT rifles. But I believe that's it. Hold on. That is it. That is game. I believe KOES either surrendered or called it right there. There was still 36 VPs remaining. But I understand why. The KV escaped. Another Su-85 was in development. And for the most part, the infantry were holding on to the main points. So, it's unfortunate. But KOES does not make it out of this game with a win. Instead, that goes to VonAsten. What a climactic showdown. VonAsten, again, thinking he had the better armor pushed, but unfortunately for him, KOES gave him one last good hoorah and really gave those Soviet forces a run for their money, neutralizing, again, a number of their armor. forces, and it almost worked. It almost pushed VonAsten back, but the infantry fighting power wasn't there. The Penals and Guards were free and able to support, helping neutralize the Panzer IV and the Jagdpanzers. Again, great attack overall, but still just not enough. Just not enough to change the course of the battle. Still, an excellent showdown by both players, and I cannot wait to see what happens in Game 2. But let's double check the damage right now. Let's double check that damage. Damage report indicates that right now, both players played extremely well. Well, okay, except for one thing, and that would be the preservation of your main frontline units. Those poor folk squads just, unfortunately, just bit it very quickly. A number of losses on both sides. Again, no one got out of here unscathed. But, again, the same could absolutely be said for VonAsten right here, as VonAsten also lost a number of his frontline forces and got decrewed a number of times. Unfortunately, the Zisguns were never in a position where they could be neutralized by AT forces or the Jagdpanzers, for example. And yeah, damage-wise, gotta give it to KOES. He got more damage and more kills against the Soviet. But VonAsten still played extremely well and did a really good job at pitting KOES, especially in the second half of the game. But yeah, that's going to be it. Let's see what happens in round 2. Hello, everyone. This is Greyshot 117 here, bringing you another Company of Heroes 2 matchup with KOES and VonAsten. This is game 2. Right now, VonAsten leads with a single point and could win this game and move on to the finals without losing a single game. But KOES is not that type of player to just go quietly into the night, as we saw in the last game. So will he be able to turn the tide as the USF? Well, we'll have to see. VonAsten also going something a little different. Instead of OKW, is going with the Austere. And yeah, deploying that onto the field of battle is a Pioneer Squad, an MG, and a normal Grenadier. Pretty normal start. We also have Riflemen being deployed, as well as the Re-Echelon just grabbing territory. Again, normal for all things considered. We could try to differentiate that with a couple other units, but I believe Mechanized was vetoed. You can check the brackets to verify that. But there are a number of doctrines that each player can choose to veto, so neither them nor the opponent have access to that commander choice. Very cool, in my opinion, that they have that option, and it's so integrated into this tournament, aka the tactical. Wait 1 second. Sorry, not to interrupt my spiel on the brackets, but we have Riflemen engaging Pioneers. They are in cover, so they will do a little bit more damage than out, but I believe the Riflemen will win that battle, and there goes VonAsten's first unit, retreating back to his HQ. But Grenadiers are now moving in. Unfortunately, with this terrain, there isn't good cover options, as well as at least the tractors right here. So the Riflemen will push the Grenadier squad back. MG, though, coming on in, could absolutely be that difference maker to keep the Riflemen from capturing the fuel and the star. Right now, we have more Riflemen coming onto the field and more Grenadiers coming onto the field. But these Grenadiers are not going to be supporting the ones on the far left. Contraire, they're going right. The Pioneers need some reinforcements. Pioneers? No, turn around. Turn around. You're not in a good state, Pioneers. I need you to go back. I need you to... Oh, okay, he's not going back. And again, for those who don't know, he's probably most likely just saving manpower to deploy another unit sooner, rather than healing his Pioneers, because he doesn't see that as a necessity. The reason is because they're just grabbing territory in the back of the line. They're not going to be engaging. However, Riflemen have decided to go deep into VonAsten's territory and cut him off, removing the munitions and the fuel he could have gathered if he pushed forward. Now the MG has to force itself into another sector in order to hold back the Riflemen. But the Riflemen have decided, hey, we already won. We already decapped the point. And have decided to get in the building just in case. Alright, all clear. Get out. Meanwhile, the Riflemen making the first move. Seeing the Grenadiers, they immediately pull back. Again, we have a waiting game. Just who's going to come out of their cover first? Most likely, not the Grenadiers, because they are already lost the model and they're not in a great state to fight those Riflemen, who are in a perfect advantage over them with their cover. So we'll see. Meanwhile, we have some fighting going on. Re-Echelon fighting some Grenadiers, as well as we got some Riflemen pouring on in. So, yeah, unfortunately, those Grenadiers probably not going to win that key battle. They immediately retreat. Don't want to lose unnecessary amounts of manpower. Good retreat path by VonAsten. Heading back to base. He's going to maybe lose one model, but should be relatively fine. Oh my god. Run, man. Run! Pioneer Squad's going to make it themselves a medical HQ. We have no ambulance yet by KOES. He says 300 manpower and enough fuel to where I'm assuming he might be trying to pull out a special unit or maybe try to determine which way to go. Captain or Lieutenant. Captain's good again because a lot of people like just having AT guns, but you go with the Lieutenant, you get a nice close range unit, which is great for ambushing in this terrain with a lot of different bushes, as well as you get yourself a nice Stuart, which is a great counter to something like a 222 or the Flame Half-Track. So plenty of different options, plenty of cool options, and it looks like KOES has decided, you know what, let's get a Lieutenant. Plus, he gets a bazooka team, so maybe we'll see a utility car as well for mines. But whatever the case may be, they're they're pushing into the battlefield, and hopefully going to make a difference. Grenadier Squad, actually both Grenadier Squads retreating. MG, realizing the situation, going to probably stick it out for a second. But these riflemen are just going to retreat using the bush's cover, move around the area of effect, and then try to sneak around. So I'm assuming unless he gets reinforcements, which luckily he just did, he was going to move. Unfortunately, though, Reshlons, seeing nothing stopping them, are just going to move up and capture territory on right. Again, now allow more resources for KOES, giving him an edge right now. But again, we've seen time and time again, KOES and VonAsten may duke it out, and it may lean toward KOES early on. But VonAsten typically plays better in the second half of the game. Again, we've seen VonAsten lose about 200 victory points, roughly. And then all of a sudden, something clicks, and everything starts changing. Doesn't matter what faction he is, that's been his MO. So we'll see if that continues. Riflemen trying to pick off those Grenadiers. They do, unfortunately, have to be forced back to base. Pioneers as well retreat. MG repositioning. And now we have a utility car. Interesting. So we will have a utility car onto the field, trying its best to support infantry with its MG. Also, again, armored skirts to protect itself. And most importantly, at least why I think it's so valuable, it has the ability to place those anti-tank mines, which are so sweet when a Panzer IV or even a 222 accidentally trip on those and just bite it. Unfortunately, these riflemen almost do because they're so low on health. But luckily, they retreat just at the right time. But unfortunately, the same cannot be said for this Grenadier Squad, as it may come into odds with this utility car. Luckily, Grenadier's coming on in, but it does force him back from capturing that territory, which is unfortunate. He has to charge it, get the fouls, which again, the longer he stays off that point, the less resources VonAsten gets. He's only getting 7 fuel right now. It's not great, because that means he doesn't have enough resources to even get a 222 at this point, even if he wants to. So really good play by KOES. Again, you don't necessarily need to beat a person killing infantry or necessarily, having a decisive battle. Sometimes simply just moving in and decapping territorial points can be enough. Unfortunately, Grenadiers try to get in close to maybe try to capture it. KOES sees it, gets in, but a Faust is still deployed against it. But actually, I don't think really it was necessary, because all he's going to do is pop out, get some repairs done, and immediately get it repaired. So that's 25 munitions that, yeah, sure, he decapped the point, but unfortunately it's not going to be he's not going to get any closer to killing it, as it quickly gets repaired and deploys back. Luckily, Grenadiers are grabbing the fuel on right. Riflemen seem to be more anxious at taking this point out rather than going and stopping the Grenadiers. I get it, it cuts off the territory, but still. Right now, we got Riflemen pulling back in mid. A lot of allied forces pushing on left. Again, great shots. Grenadiers losing a model. Another Grenadier squad trying to move on in. 222 is now going to be on the field trying to support. Utility car still providing that fire support. Almost. With 1 kill, he's getting very close to Vet 2. Just astonishing. But we have a Stuart array to deploy. And this could be a major issue for the 222, which gives him a small window of viability against all the infantry. But again, Pack Gun is also on the field, so the Stuart and that utility car can have a real issue if they want to push into VonAsten's territory. The 222 is going to move on in. Riflemen on the retreat. So far, no unit losses as far as I can tell. On the far left side, we have Lieutenant capturing territory. Nothing really stopping him. Again, so far it's not upgraded with a bazooka, but could be more likely with a 222 now on the field. Speaking of being on the field, here comes the Stuart. The little tank that could. It may just be enough to give VonAsten a real pain, especially as the 222 dives in enemy territory. Stuart goes in. Pack Gun is redeploying to aim down sights and hit the Stuart, but Good turn. Goes behind the cover. But nice shot by VonAsten through the bush. Hitting target and forcing the Stewart back. Grenadier squads as well trying to get behind there. Maybe even to cover. 2-2-2 in the pack are redeploying to try to hit a lot of those units from the side. And it looks like that will probably work. Pack gun is in a great area to hit both the Stewarts. Hits it again. 2-2-2 could dive. Hold on. Something's happening. Okay. Low base slowdown. Wasn't enough, though, to stop the 2-2-2. And there it goes. Stewart is KIA, and the 2-2-2 manages to get out of there one piece. Excellent move by VonAsten, clipping KOES' best unit and pushing it off the field. It's a really excellent job there. Up north, we have some Grenadiers fighting. Lieutenant very low on health, but does manage to get out of there in the nick of time. Utility car as well going into support. Rifleman going in for the star. And KOES in an unfortunate situation where now he has to has to fight in a world without a Stewart. It is sad to see, but again, it also delays his fuel and delays him from having a major, then a Sherman or anything along those lines. Oh wait, are we really seeing him have a vehicle crew? Okay, I don't know. He's like, yes, all right. Vehicle crew, go out and fight him. Sure. I mean, look, I don't like the doctrine, but of all the doctrines that have to do that sort of bold tactic, Armor Company would probably be the way to go, because at least you get Thompsons then. Anyway, good capture by VonAsten, taking those VPs, putting himself, putting more pressure back on KOES. Rifle grenade gets an excellent shot on the rifleman, forcing them back. And again, give credit, there are bars now being equipped to a lot of the riflemen, so hopefully KOES can start beefing up his infantry so we can beat those grenadiers on a one-on-one fight. But we do now have 4 grenadiers compared to 3 riflemen and a lieutenant. 2-2-2 now just popping shots. As long as he keeps his distance, should be fine. But what's this? Oh, you thought that was just a rare echelon with minesweepers? No, no, no. That had bazookas in it. And yeah, 2-2-2 took a nasty hit to the face, forcing it back. MG, though, causing suppression and hitting him from the side. Utility car and lieutenant hitting that grenadier squad, trying to go in for the dive, I assume, on the utility car for a fouls. Grenadiers making a retreat. Pack gun lying in wait, misses target. And MG's right there as well, stopping infantry. Bad idea to engage. Again, he could try to do something, but this is not your normal KO2 player. VonAsten simply does a direct fire shot and does manage to connect with the utility car, forcing it back. Luckily, KOES does also manage to grab some territory along the right, and he does it in MG, so if the infantry does push along this way, he should be able to cause suppression. So, we shall see. Right now, chat's saying it's an austere win, but again, you never know. You absolutely never know. It okay, doesn't help. Oh my god! Grenadier. Yeah, well, how about this? Grenadiers with a bazooka. Is that part of your meta strategy? Well, okay, he probably just did that because he wanted to not let the rifleman or anyone else get it, but still, that's pretty funny. He now has an effective AT Grenadier unit. There you go. There you go, everyone. MG being forced back, Grenadiers as well, popping shots against the 50 cal, forcing it back. Rifleman getting in. With the double bars, they should be able to do quite a considerable amount of damage against the Grenadier squad, and it is showing, losing quite a bit of health. But another squad comes into play. Pack gun coming in to force the utility car back, and it's now zipping across the battlefield, trying to provide support wherever it can. Another MG is coming on the field, and we have a major now. VonAsten, in the meantime, has upgraded to Battle Phase 2. So, even if he gets that building at his current rate of fuel, and I don't think he's going to get anything else to consume that fuel, he'll probably get a Panzer IV probably around the 16-minute mark, right? That's me assuming that he'll grab the fuel on left and probably continue to advance. We'll see. But in the meantime, it's not looking great, at least capture point-wise for KOES. And you're right, VonAsten does have advantage right now. But don't knock KOES' chances out yet. You never know. Utility car is now pushing along the right-hand side. Grenadiers are down to half health. He might be trying to go in for a nice hit. Lieutenant in the building. Again, better close range, so I don't think they're going to be quite as effective against these units. They'll hold the line fine, but I don't think they're going to do anything too major. Utility car getting a nice shot along that side, but we have the Grenadiers with the bazooka coming on in to show that utility car who's boss. God, that would be amazing if he got a bazooka team, not bazooka team, a PyroShark team, and the Grenadiers picked it up too. That would be great. In the meantime, more men have been equipped with some better equipment, being bars, hopefully allowing them a better fight against those Grenadiers, which have now, for the most part, been upgraded. VonAsten finally building the support armor corps. Major grabbing some territory. Utility car going on in, trying to get some quick hits on targets while they retreat. Rifleman trying to, once again, going for the cutoff. Where's that MG? Oh, it's repositioning on left, so he's not in a good position to stop that Rifleman from capturing that territory, even putting damage on this pack, which, again, would delay the Panzer IV. Good use by KOES. Again, anytime he gets, he's going to go in, cut off the resources, and try to stop VonAsten from getting that medium armor. Because right now, with the Major, actually, there is a good shot, and I'm not even joking, there's a good shot that KOES might just be able to get that medium armor right as VonAsten gets his. 50 cal going up with the Grenadier squads. They could go for a rifle grenade, but they are spread out, so I don't think it will kill the unit. Nope, just get a single model. Nice job with the bazooka team pushing back the 222. So good use there. And yeah, good. Again, I like how he just has this setup, so if he leaves the base this way, he'll be fine while the Major grabs territory. Meanwhile, on the left-hand side, number of battles happening right now. Grenadiers pushing back the Resurgence squad. 222 trying to get some revenge on the MG, trying to pick it off. Huh, that MG looks a little different. I wonder where that American got that German MG. I wonder. Anyway, 222 is unable to finish off target. And 50 cal is locked and loaded. And again, for those who don't know, it does have armor-piercing rounds. So 222 could be in a very vulnerable situation at that point. So yeah, now we have two 50 cals and an MG42. This American is locking and loading a lot of his frontline forces with heavy machine guns. That's awesome. We also have a Sherman now on the field. So KOES will have a Sherman before VonAsten is able to get a Panzer IV. Good, again, excellent use by KOES and holding that territory and doing what he could in order to deploy it as soon as possible. Anyway, that infantry has bars. Those Grenadiers, even Vet 3, are just going to be torn apart by the double bars. And as you can see, yeah, very quickly, he goes from 4 to 2 and has to retreat. Utility car going on right, trying to, again, just spin around the map. But a quick Faust will put an end to that. Oh my god, even while Faust did, he was just drifting with no problem whatsoever. Managing to get back to his side. We also have the other MG34 stopping one of the MGs. But, yeah, that's not enough. As another 50 cal comes on in to help deal with this MG42. Meanwhile, on right, the Major was trying to decap the territory, unable to do so, but still doing what it could. Right now, Riflemen are going in for the cutoff. Again, VonAsten can't protect his cutoff at all this game. And Utility car coming in again to provide that support. 222 is having none of it, comes out to try to stop the Rifleman squad, but it may be too late as Echelon, Riflemen, and other forces quickly capture the entire left flank. But Panzer IV is on the field. The Sherman is now on the field. Who's going to win? Well, I'll say this. The pack is definitely going to help, but the pack's on the wrong side of the map to help the Panzer IV. Riflemen are also very close to the front. They could try to do some AT grenades on target. KOES has plenty of munitions, while VonAsten is lacking in that regard. Also, very interesting to see, neither player currently has, well, munitions. But KOES needs to do something. Right now, VonAsten is just trying to rip and tear through the infantry and does manage to kill the MG42. Hopefully getting it back, but shot does miss. Grenadiers trying to move in, but unfortunately, a Faust on target would do nothing as, well, there was no damage to it, so you wouldn't get an engine crit. Grenadiers trying to move on in for a Faust. It will fire, but I don't think it's going to do an engine crit. Nope, not enough damage. Meanwhile, Utility car going in on the pack that's out of position. Utility car might be able to kill it as all the other armor and light armor is currently busy on the far left side. Excellent job by KOES, really focusing on a unit that could be so vital on the front that VonAsten's currently fighting, but left to die. Excellent work. Utility car now at the Veteran C3 and MG set up to hold mid. Territory on right is being quickly captured by Riflemen and Major forces. And VonAsten needs a second to breathe and figure out what to do next. Or he continues the assault. That's fine. Panzer IV, though, close to half health. Same thing with the 222. Greyshot, though, and plenty of anti-armor infantry are on standby. Major coming on in. I love it. Just firing a pistol at a Panzer IV. He's trying to show how much of a badass he is. But, yeah, Panzer IV makes quick work of that. But he does get that veterancy. He does get the cool factor to get that double recon. So that's good. Good job, Major. You did what you needed to do. Rifleman now is still putting shots on target. Grenadiers losing a lot of men very quickly to that and the utility car. Sherman as well, now equipped with the 50 cal. Pushing on left. And there is a MG here, but it is being flanked by the rifleman with bars. We also have KOES now with tac support. Very interesting. The strafing run is nothing to sneeze at. It can absolutely wipe MGs off the face of the map, so he has to be very careful. Oh, Lightning War. Sherman now on the far left. MG taking over territory. Rifleman as well, going for the star. VP point-wise, it is still very, very close. Very close indeed. And KOES will continue to take the lead for right now as he grabs the star. Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. Wrong way. I'm sorry. That's VonAsten bringing the lead back down to make it even more even. My apologies. I thought KOES was taking mid. Well, what's this? We have a major artillery strike coming in on the MG. MG luckily does get out of there in nick of time. Panzer IV needs some heals. Are we going to see a Calliope? Or is he going to give himself a Jackson? I could see a Calliope because I could see him using a rocket barrage to try and neutralize the support equipment. But it's really just going to be what VonAsten believes is going to be... what KOES thinks VonAsten's going to deploy. More support equipment like packs? I mean, to be fair, he has 3 MG42s, so yeah, he has a lot of support. Pack gun's trying to remove the cover. MG, along with 2 Grenadiers, are taking the left-hand side, so the VP should still be in VonAsten's favor for a time. Well, I was right. Calliope now moving on to the field of battle. Now, the one thing I am curious on for this doctrine choice that VonAsten picked is Lightning War. You need a lot of munitions for a lot of these abilities, like the close air support, which he doesn't have. He needs points for a Tiger, which he hasn't upgraded to yet. So I'm very curious why he chose this, because I'm not seeing any G43 rifles. Excellent use of the Calliope. There goes the pack. And Sherman might move in for the kill. Does he? Oh, he has armor-piercing rounds on. Never mind. He hits the Grenadier squad and does take out a model, but Panzer IV returns and actually does manage to hit. Do we have any bazooka teams? Panzer IV in a really good state against that Sherman. But no, backs off. And again, good idea. Resurgence came in at the nick of time with double bazooka. If that would have fired on the Panzer IV, that could have been a really bad move on VonAsten's part. And it really could have possibly put his Panzer IV in the danger zone. Calliope, again, good shot there, but needs 60 seconds. MG moving in, walking into an MG. Because this game is now actually setting up to where MGs are fighting each other more so than infantry. Or just as much as infantry. Anyway, riflemen with the bars are engaging the Grenadiers. Unfortunately, this one's in negative cover, which is not helpful. MG is just going to reposition itself. That MG is about to die at this rate if it doesn't get any support. And I think it will die. Rifleman might be able to pick him off. It's a Vet 2 MG. Very low on health. Oh my god, MG survives. But Bazooka team hitting the Panzer IV, pushing it back. Good actually capped by the Grenadiers on the bottom left. Want to quickly cover. Utility car, just chilling. Like, you want to waste foul sub me? Go right ahead. I'll be fine. Pack 40 being recrewed. And again, most importantly, healed. So important to heal your support equipment if under artillery fire or hit by panzers or any or Shermans, any armor that hits a pack or howitzer, anything at all to weaken it down. You want to make sure it's healed, so that way when it's decrewed again or gets hit by a barrage or something like that, it doesn't die. Speaking of which, 50 cal got decrewed. Riflemen and other forces are pushing left. Got to give it up to VonAsten. Right now he's doing a very good job, but we have another Calliope barrage coming on in. And it's hitting mid. Oh my, bad time to sit up, MG. Bad time. I would move. Luckily, MG seems to be A-okay and gets out, but the Pioneer squad, not so lucky. Down to a very minuscule amount of health. Rifleman and utility car going to advance. And let's see. But at least in the meantime, good job by VonAsten. He's grabbing the VPs. He has a 3 VP point lead. Man, that's a tongue twister. And that will be enough for him to keep the pressure on KOES and keep this game. Oh my god. Someone said, oh yeah, the Austir's gonna win. Yeah, the Austir's still your favorite to win because right now I think it's a pretty even fight. Okay, maybe not if we get a bigger armor or possibly a Panther, but we'll see. I would even be fine with a Brumbar at this point to fight off some of the riflemen. That could seriously be very helpful. Anyway, Grenadiers now finally all equipped with MG42s are advancing on the mid. Poor Resurgence is not equipped for this battle. But luckily, riflemen popping out of the bushes, trying to engage the Grenadiers from the flank. With Sherman support. Oh my god, riflemen are just popping out of the hedges. And the Grenadiers have to make a quick retreat. Panzer IV coming in to save the front as more forces are being taken out by that pesky utility car. Panzer IV misses. Utility car just too smooth. The shot literally just careened off it. Just perfect. 17 kills. I made the... Again, I didn't know the utility car was going to be this impactful in the game, but excellent use by KOES. Just forcing MGs and random units back. 222 now moving in, but buddy, I don't think you're going to do much with that much health left. You're going to need some repairs. Meanwhile, we have riflemen grabbing mid and forces pushing right. Oh my, is that utility car going to make a quick push over there? That MG would be in a really bad state if that utility... No, he's heading south. Grenadiers, though, on standby, and it's the one with the bazooka. Double Faust, and utility car goes down in a blink of an eye. I can't believe I'm saying this, but that Grenadier squad has to thank KOES for giving him the bazooka to kill the utility car. Just one of those things you have to think about. KOES' own bazooka was his own undoing. Meanwhile, we are going to see some additional armor pop out for KOES, being the Sherman. MG being pushed back in mid as the Grenadiers try to push up. Bazooka team trying to help, but the Panzer IV gets a great shot on target and forces all them back. Grenadiers should grab that territory unopposed and continue the bleed against KOES. Calliope, though, may get some revenge, but Panzer IV coming in close. He has retreated, and the Calliope, while firing, doesn't really get the targets he really wanted to, and the pack might be able to shoot the Calliope, but luckily the riflemen come in and, well, stop him. Panzer IV coming on in, though. Trying to hit the riflemen. Come on, can we get a wipe? Nope, we're not going to get a wipe. Pioneers grabbing left. We have, as well, Sherman on standby on the far left-hand side. VonAsten, what is the plan? Okay, we do have Battle Phase 3. We don't have the building, though. We do not have a building, but he doesn't need a building if he's going to deploy something called a Tiger. So, yeah. We might see a Tiger. Oh, boy. I'm sure chat would love that. Anyway, Pioneers trying to be hit by the Sherman, but luckily, Sherman doesn't have high explosive rounds, so the Pioneer squad is, well, relatively fine. Major taking over the point. Again, almost vet 2, which would be great for the artillery. Resurgence trying to do what it can, has not gotten a single kill, but that support against Panzer IV has been pretty on point to keep it back. Meanwhile, we have a small push coming in, but alas, the MG is there. Do they have smoke? He does not have grenades. Okay, so KOES is not upgraded for grenades, so you don't expect to see any smoke grenades popped out to get around those MGs, which sucks because right now, VonAsten has 3 MGs on the field of battle covering different areas of the map. I mean, luckily he does have some air support he can call in if he wants to shred those MGs, but I don't think he really wants to do that. Unless he thinks he can... unless he thinks VonAsten is not moving. That's what I would probably say. He wants to make sure VonAsten is focused in one area of the map more so than another and then call him a strike, because VonAsten pretty good at those retreats for the most part. Pretty good at those retreats. Calliope opening fire and... oh no. MG is taking the full brunt of that force and might not survive. Oh my god. With the skin of its teeth, that MG manages to live. Meanwhile, a 50 cal is trying to take mid. Grenadiers may see an opportunity here. Rifle grenade. 3 models? No, just 2. But they will probably finish off the MG. They decap... oh, come on, finish it off. What the heck? Okay, I was going to say, is he using the force to hold that 50 cal? It was like hovering in front of him. Meanwhile, infantry is pushing on in. Pack support's helping push back the Sherman. And yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we have a Tiger tank. Go nuts. Rifleman pushing on in, trying to AT grenade the Sherman. I'm sorry, the Panzer IV while the Sherman moves up on him. No, no AT grenades. Oh my god. And yeah, they're still just spreading on out. Luckily, Bazooka team hitting the Tiger. We could see an AT grenade. We will. But the Rifleman is very low on health. Tiger could finish it off. Riflemen have been executed. We have a major strike on the Panzer IV, but yeah, he sees it. He's getting out. Sherman low on health. The other Sherman trying to take out the Tiger, but air support's inbound. Will the Sherman be able to get out before the Stukas come in and tear it apart? Air support coming in from behind, and once again, the Bazooka team is the thing that kills KOES armor. Once again. Holy mackerel. I did not expect that Bazooka to be so impactful. But seriously, that is... I mean, I believe it was the thing that killed it. Wait, it's only one vehicle. Maybe the Tiger finished off. I swear it was the thing that looked like it killed it. Well, KOES just lost most of his army in that. Lost an MG, lost a Rifleman, he lost a Sherman. He has to get a Jackson. Calliope opening fire, but Grenadiers are on point, putting pressure on said Calliope. They did do a bit of damage. Pack gun is very low on health, but still relatively fine. Relatively fine. Right now, VonAsten's moving up his men. Tiger tank needs... definitely needs some repairs. Oh, look, another Bazooka team. Where's that Grenadier squad? Oh, I guess he got an MG. I mean, I guess that's fine. Honestly, at this rate, for that Grenadier squad with the MG42, I would say get rid of it and give him another Bazooka. Like, seriously. That man has been on point with that Bazooka team. He has a hidden talent. Panzer IV, though, trying to push back this lieutenant. He might... Nope, not able to capture it. So, no resources coming in for KOES. Calliope now in harm's way. Does have a number of infantry next to it with bazookas, but still. VonAsten trying to finish off KOES. And KOES does not have a lot of time. 3 VPs against him. And pretty much the entire map controlled by VonAsten. He needs to do something sooner rather than later. But again, Calliope is still a little bit away from firing. A lot of his infantry still need repairs. Or sorry, reinforcements. Oh my god, are you serious? Bazooka team coming in, allowing for a Faust to happen. Oh, wow. Sherman trying to back on up Panzer IV and 222 taking a considerable amount of damage. Gonna head back. Where's that Tiger? Oh, Tiger's fine now. Tiger can move in. Unfortunately, the armor-piercing rounds are not being so kind to the Riflemen, forcing them back to base very quickly. At this point, doesn't matter what you send in. If it's the infantry against armor-piercing rounds, it's probably going to die. Calliope, though, firing point-blank onto target. And, unfortunately, the spread is not with him. The building taking a number of those shots. Tiger pushing right onto all the infantry. Oh, my God. Calliope's so low. Does live. Rifleman pushing on in. I don't think they have enough firepower to kill that Tiger, though. They're trying to push up, but another MG stops him in his tracks. Panzer IV getting a good shot on the retreat. Sherman trying to come in. And there goes KOES, allowing VonAsten to proceed into the finals. Great match. Seriously, really good. KOES, by the way, good comeback. I know you lost to Stewart early on and chat wasn't with you, but really nice job in probably the second act of the game. Just coming back in a big way. But VonAsten, I'm going to be honest. You had some great moves, some great preservation across. The MGs did their job at holding back the infantry. Grenadiers did a really good job overall. We got a number of high kill count Grenadiers. Really great to see that. But my favorite unit this game was the Grenadier squad with the bazooka. Who knew just giving a Grenadier squad one bazooka would be enough to turn the tide? But with a Faust bazooka combo, it was. It certainly was. But anyway, let's double check the stats so we can actually see how they did. VonAsten getting 147 kills, as well as, let's see, KOES getting, let's see, 29,000 damage, 98 kills. So yeah, KOES could not finish off a lot of VonAsten's units, but still did a really, really good job this game, I think. They played well. He got a number of good hits. His utility car did extremely well as well, just causing issues for his lines, but he just never could finish off VonAsten in a really good manner. 90 kills, by the way, for those Grenadiers, so that's chalking up most of the kills. Meanwhile, for KOES, his top kill count was Rifleman with 43. Just take note, though, that, again, he did have other units that were equipped with bars and stuff like that, which is probably why most of that damage went elsewhere. Hello everyone, this is Greyshot. If you want to check out previous content, video links will be above, including my Patreon link, which again many people support, including Aphyria, Milam, Joey G240, Samuel McKinney, Seth Kuipers, Anton, Bishara, PyroShark, Ace, Fall of Man, Jakub, Ocwieja, to round it out. Thank you guys so much for your incredible support. If you want to be a patron, you can join. Otherwise, thank you to my current patrons. You guys rock and help me do what I do best. Anyway, this has been Greyshot17, and I'll see all of you next time.